we will discuss about co-data delete rule. So what will happen when child entity record, when parent entity record will delete? So it's totally depend on delete rules. Suppose there are two entity, employee entity and card entity. So when we delete employee entity record, what will happen with child entity record? So it's totally depend on delete rule. To understand delete rule, first we understand relationship in CoData. There are three kind of relationship. First one is one to one, second one is one to many, third one is many to many. So we will discuss these three one by one. In one to one relationship, there are employee and card entity. Each instance of employee entity is associated with single instance of card entity. So this is one of the example of one-to-one relationship. Second one is one-to-many relationship. In this type of relationship, each instance of entity A is associated with many instances of entity B. For example, relationship between company and employee entity. Each instance of company entity are associated with many instances of employee entity. Third one is many-to-many relationship. In this type of relationship, many instances of entity A are associated with many instances of entity B. For example, relationship between subject and student entity. Many student can have many subject and many subject can have many student. So this is one of the example of many-to-many relationship. This is our sample code. So we will understand all four delete rule using this sample code. So we run the application and understand its functionality. I will upload this sample code on Google Drive and share link in description so you can download from there. There are full controller, add employee controller, add card controller and card controller. So let me run the application and understand its functionality. Employee controller is responsible to show the list of employee. So let me discuss code of employee controller. TBL main outlet of UI table view. ERR employee is object of employee array. It will return the list of employee. Get employee method is created to get employee list from CoData. Delete employee method is created to delete employee from CoData. Number of row in section and cell for row at index path is UI table view data sort protocol method. These are required method. And editing style method is used to show delete option when user will right swipe the cell. Second one controller is add employee controller. This controller will open when a user will click on plus button at employee controller. This controller has two input field, name and contact number. So let me see the code of add employee controller. TXT employee name and TXT employee contact is outlet of these two input field. Add employee method is used to create to add new employee in our list. So when user will click on save button, this employee will add in our list and user will pop from this controller. So let me add a new employee. Suppose my first employee name is AA and its contact number is 8. So click on save button. We can see employee AA has been added in the employee list. Third one controller is card controller. So this controller will open when user will click on employee detail. So this controller will show the list of card of this employee. So let me see the code of card controller. TBL manage outlet of table view. ERR card is area of card. EMP OBJ is object of employee. So we will pass this object from previous controller to fetch cards of this employee. Get employee card relation method is created to get related card entity of employee. These are two UITW data source protocol method. Last one controller is add card controller. This controller will show when user will click on plus button on card controller. So this controller has one input field, employee ID. So let me discuss code of add controller. TXT add card is outlet of input field. Set employee relation method is created to set related card of employee. So these are four controller: employee controller, add employee controller, card controller, and add card controller. This is our sample code schema. It has two entity, employee and card. Employee entity has two attribute, employee name and employee contact, and card entity has one attribute, employee ID. There is one-to-one relationship between these two entities. So when we delete employee entity record, what will happen with card entity record? It's totally depend on delete rule. So there are four delete rule. First one is no action. Second one is nullify. Third one is cascade, and fourth one is deny. So let me discuss all four delete rule one by one. First one delete rule is no action. As per this delete rule, when we will delete parent entity record, child entity record will not affected. So we see this in our sample code. Click on plus button to add first employee. Suppose first employee name is AA and its contact number is 8. Click on save button to add this employee. We will do same for second employee. Suppose second employee name is WB and its contact number is 9. So now there are two employee, employee AA and employee WB. So click on employee AA. Now employee AA has no card. So click on plus button to allocate the card. Suppose we are allocating employee ID full time 1 for employee AA. Click on save button to allocate the ID. So we can see employee AA has employee ID full time 1. We will do same for employee WB. Suppose we will allocate employee ID full time 2 to employee WB. So employee AA has employee ID full time 1 and employee WB has employee ID full time 2. So let me see this in our database. Select the URL, click on service option, then show in finder, then go into library, then application support, then open SQLite file with the browser to show core data records. In core data records, we can see there are two entity, employee and card. Employee entity has two record, AA and WB, and card entity has also two record, full time 1 and full time 2. So right swipe on employee AA, it will show option of delete. So click on delete button to delete employee AA. Let me move in our database and face employee. So in employee entity, we can see employee AA has been deleted. So in card entity, employee ID, the full time 1 is exist. So as per no action delete rule, when we delete parent entity record, child entity record will not delete. So we deleted parent entity AA, child entity is not deleted. So employee card is not deleted for employee AA. Second one delete rule is nullify. As per this delete rule, when we delete parent entity record, child entity record will not delete, but relation ID of child entity record will set to null. So we set nullify delete rule and delete all previous core data files. Regenerate again core data files. For this, click on editor, then click on create NS manage object subclass and select our schema, then select both the entity and click on create. So new core data files has been created. So move it into core data. Now delete the previous application. It will clear all core data record and rerun again the application. So click on plus button to add employee. Suppose first employee name is AA and its contact number is 8, and we will do same for employee WB. So we have added two employee AA and employee WB. Now we will allocate card ID for employee AA. Suppose we are allocating employee ID full time one for employee AA and employee ID double two for employee double B. So employee double A has employee ID full time one and employee double B has employee ID full time two. Let me open the database. Go into service, then finder, then select library, then go into application support, then open SQLite file with the browser. So there are two employee and two card. So here we need to notice employee double A relation ID is 1 and employee double B relation ID is 2. So now we right swipe to delete employee double A. Go into our database and refresh employee list. Now we can see employee double A has been deleted. So let me move in card entity. So in card entity, both card are presented, but employee ID full time one, relation ID has been set to null. So this is nullify delete rule. It says when we delete parent entity record, I mean when we delete employee, so child entity record will not delete, but it's set to be null. Child entity card record is not deleted, but it's set to null. Third one delete rule is cascade. This delete rule says when we delete parent entity record, child entity record will also delete. This is default delete rule. So when we do not set any kind of delete rule, so cascade delete rule by default will apply. So let's we see cascade delete rule in our sample code. First we delete previous code data files and again generated code data files. So click on editor option, then create manage object subclass, then select schema, then select both the entity, then click on next button, then create button. So now there is no employee, so click on plus button to add first employee. Suppose first employee name is double A and its contact number is 8, and we will do same for second employee. So second employee name is suppose double B and its contact number is 9. So we will allocate employee ID for employee double A. Click on plus button. Suppose we are allocating employee ID for time 1 for employee double A and employee ID for time 2 for employee double B. Employee double A has employee ID for time 1 and employee double B has employee ID for time 2. So let me open our database. Go into service, then show in finder, then library, then application support, then open SQLite file, the browser. So there are two employee and two card. Now right swipe on employee double A, it will show option of delete. So click on delete button to delete employee double A. Now move on in our database and go into employee entity. In employee entity, we can see employee double A has been deleted. So go into card entity. So in card entity, we can see card of employee double A has been also deleted. So cascade delete rule says when we delete parent entity record, child entity record will also delete. It's mean when we delete parent entity employee record, child entity card record will also delete. Fourth one delete rule is deny. Deny delete rule says when we delete parent entity record and child entity record exist, then it will deny to delete. For example, in bank schema, suppose there are two entity, card holder and credit card. Card holder has due of credit card and want to delete record of card holder entity, so it will deny to delete. Let me set deny delete rule and delete previous code data files and regenerate code data files. For that, click on editor option, then go into create NS manage object subclass, then next, then select both the entity, then next. Now there are no employee, so to add first employee, click on plus button. Suppose first employee name is double A and its contact number is 8. We will do same to add second employee. Suppose second employee name is double B and its contact number is 9. So we have two employee double A and an employee double B. Now we allocate card for employee double A. So to allocate employee ID for employee double A, click on plus button. Suppose we are allocating employee ID for time 1 for employee double A and employee ID for time 2 for employee double B. So now we have two employee double A and employee double B. Employee double A has card for time 1, employee double B card for time 2. So let me open our database, open SQLite file with DB browser. So there are two employee double A and employee double B, and two card for time 1 and for time 2. So let me move in simulator and right swipe to delete employee double A and then click on delete button. It will crash the application because deny delete rule says to delete parent entity record and child entity record exist. It will deny to delete. In this example, we want to delete employee entity record while card entity record exists, so it will deny to delete. Because deny delete rule says child entity record exist and we want to delete parent entity record, it will deny to delete. So there are four delete rule. First one is no action, second one is nullify, third one is cascade, and fourth one is deny. No action delete rule says if we delete parent entity record, then child entity record will not affected. Second one, nullify delete rule says if we delete parent entity record, child entity record will not delete, but its relation ID will set to null. Third one is cascade. It says when we delete parent entity record, child entity record will also delete. And fourth one is deny. It says when we want to delete parent entity record and child entity record is exist, then it will deny to delete. So we can apply any one of delete rule as per our requirement. Please like and share my videos. It will motivate me to upload new videos, and also subscribe this channel. And one more thing, if you face any challenge in iOS, then please share with us. I will drop my email ID in description box so you can share on it. I will try to solve your problem, and I will also share to download link of this sample code. Thank you for watching this video.